Hey, Facebook friends. Who's working on this Monday? I am sitting here contemplating life. Try not to cry. So who's out there working today and who's off? That's Happy Dog. Happy Dog he's off every day. So I wanted to talk to everybody this morning on my way to work. I'm trying not to cry. And kind of talk to everybody about the direction that your life is going and how you can fuel that direction with God and with healthy habits. And, I started my day off fueling myself that way. I'm going to have to end this live and stop crying. I started myself off fueling myself for a positive day, but it didn't go that way. So have you ever had a relationship in your life that, Happy Hash, that you felt like you were truly a magical influence in someone's life? You felt like that relationship was something that you contributed to in a very positive way, and you got a lot of satisfaction out of that, and you felt completely open and free in that relationship because you really truly felt like you could always be serving that person whenever you were interacting with them. And then you find out all of a sudden one day that that wasn't their perception. I'm sitting here eating my lean and green. So you find out that all of a sudden, all of these things that you thought were moving in a positive direction are not. Like you actually were having a negative influence on that person and you didn't know it. That's really a time that you kind of sit back and contemplate. Was it you? Is it really more of a reflection on them and what's going on in their life? And then what do you do moving forward? Because that trust is completely broken. Are they telling you the truth moving forward? Are they not telling you the truth? Are they just trying to sugarcoat things? So you just start to wonder how well you believe everybody in your life. Maybe this is why you only hang out with your kids, which takes me back to what I was talking about this morning. So what I found in my life is that the stressors that cause the biggest issues in my life, and I think everyone else's, is your health and your wealth and your faith. And so I think when you have all of those three things in line, that truly cycles you into a positive direction. So I know that when my health is off and when I'm feeding and fueling my body with a bunch of crap, then that's pretty much what my output is, and things kind of spiral out of control, and my housework, my housework gets kind of out of control. Excuse me, I start to spend a little more frivolously. Negative Nancy in my head starts to pop up a little bit more. And that positive Polly kind of takes a back seat, right? So I apologize for coughing. I guess I swallowed something wrong. That's what she said. I've been watching The Office. I was sick all weekend, and I was watching The Office because so many people have told me to watch it, and it's really a funny show. But anyways, so I share a lot of things on here because I want people to benefit from what I go through so that they don't have to go through a lot of the heartache of it all. But when I feel like things are spiraling out of control in my life or headed in a negative direction, or I feel a lot of negative Nancy going on in my head, it usually has a lot to do with I need to tighten things up. And so faith, health, and wealth, those are really the three areas that I generally focus in when I need to tighten things up. So what's my relationship with God? Well, that's personal. That's between me. That's between God. Am I distant? Am I close? Tighten that thing up. What is my health looking like? Well, I know that when I'm fueling my body with something that's healthy and I'm moving in a direction of optimal wellness, that everything in my life starts to go just really, really well. Everything takes a breath of energy and just starts to fly kind of on its own. And so that triggers the wealth. When you're feeling good and you're at one with God, then everything else takes off, and you start succeeding. And like me, I start succeeding a lot more in both of my businesses, my day job and my health coaching job. And you just feel more complete. You're able to be more complete with your children. You're able to be present, and you're able to just be that person that you want to be and continue to grow. And so one thing I was struggling with this morning and this weekend was I'm going out of town on Wednesday, and I'm going to Phoenix. I got invited to a leadership event in my health business that you had to qualify for. So yay, I qualified. And I'm really excited because I'm going to get to surround myself with very positive, successful people who are moving in the same direction that I am. And I can't get past the fact that I've got this anxiety about it. And the anxiety lies in the fact that I'm going to miss my kids. Isn't that crazy? I'm going to miss my kids. Oh my gosh. Everyone's like, girl, you're a single mom. You need to enjoy those times. You need to have your time. You're going to be with a bunch of great women and men and people that are just awesome. And I can't get past that. I know when I leave, I'm going to miss them like crazy. I'm going to miss my kids like crazy. And, I don't have that relationship with my youngest that everyone else does, where it's on again, off again time. I have her 24/7 all the time. I'm her only parent. So I'm really used to incorporating my kids into my life. And that's why we all go to Hawaii. That's why I turned my last convention that I went to in July for my health coaching business. I turned that into a Disney World trip, for Jules, because I'm just so used to having them on the hip wherever I go and whatever I do. So I'm just sitting here and having my lunch with y'all. I'm sitting here by myself, like my cat is right beside me, but I am just in such a place right now today that I just needed to talk, and hopefully what's coming out is helping somebody else, because I've had a rotten day. I had some trust issues set into an unbalance, and you thought you were helping someone when actually you were causing frustrations you didn't know you were causing. And I don't know if I was causing them or if that's more of a reflection of that person and their personality, but either way, it's a huge letdown, because that's a relationship that'll never be the same. And you just have to kind of work through that. So anyways, back to the trip. So I'm going on a trip Wednesday, and I'm going to miss my kids. So I need you guys to say some prayers for me and tell me how to have a good time and not be so anxious about missing my kids. Like, I seriously have a hard time sleeping when I'm away from them. And Josie's like, Mom, take us with you. I'm like, no, you already missed enough school with the Hawaii trip. So can't do that. And we'd have to buy a plane ticket, So I'm so lucky because I have my dad's family, my mom's family, and Josie's dad's family. And they're all pitching in to help cover the kids so that I can go on this leadership trip. And, that's just a beautiful blessing that everybody's willing to pitch in, and that the girls have that kind of love and support. And here I am just being a big baby about leaving and missing them. I would be so much happier if they could go with me. But I'm looking forward to it anyway. So anyways, the whole purpose of my live today was just to talk to everyone about how to set your life in motion for a winning and successful ride. Because you're either moving towards your goals or you're moving away from your goals. And I know that when I have my faith and when I have my health and I have my wealth all moving in the right direction and intact, and I'm heavily focused on them, then everything seems to go smoothly and everything seems to take off and thrive in my life. So that's my goal, is to tighten up even more on that faith, that health, and that wealth. And, just truly live an abundant life, a grateful and abundant life, and love and be loved, So hopefully I haven't rambled, and thank you guys for joining me for lunch. I have to eat at a certain time because I'm tightening up my health, right? I'm focused in a positive direction. So I took the day off today, unknowingly. I didn't plan to take the day off, but I really think we'll call it a mental health day. I'm going to turn on some music and do some housework. Kind of try to let off some steam and reason out all this stuff going on in my head about what happened today. So anyways, your support and viewership, and hopefully I'm helping somebody, is all very, 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 very appreciated. I hope you're having a fantastic, marvelous Monday, and happy lunchtime to anybody that's eating. Tell me on here what you're eating. I'm having chili lime chicken and rice or something like that. And I pray I feel better here in a little bit mentally. All right, love y'all. Mwah. Bye.